I'm gonna be honest here. I don't actually hate this new pet that we got for the fifth anniversary celebration. That cat is adorable. I know I've been very resistant to the whole robot thing before, but I'm gonna be honest. This little guy is okay. He can come along on our trip. I don't mind this little guy at all. Anyways, welcome back to Standard Only. We're here once again for episode, whatever on Earth we're on now. A lot. And we got some things to go over once again, because, hooray, weekly show and all that. Diluc, Sucrose, and Rosaria are now basically all up to snuff where they need to be. I still need to do some talents for these characters, but for the most part, we at least got them somewhere. Diluc's talents also need to go, but unfortunately I haven't really gotten any, I haven't gotten a lot of the boss materials required. I did manage to get 2 for Diluc at the very least, so we can get that done at some point. I have started looking at Lian Yan and getting her team up and ready as well. The Skyward Atlas is now level 80, but I haven't really started working on anything else. I have, however, attempted to start farming for Tignari a little bit, mostly in terms of artifacts, because the Dendro domain is obviously one of the most cost-effective domains to farm, simply because of how good it really is. And in doing so, unironically, we found almost a complete artifact set for Kole. It's not great, but it's usable if we're building her as an off-field DPS. What we found was we found this absolutely outstanding attack sans. Not bad at all, and do keep in mind that most of the time you do end up building Kole as a sub-DPS and not as an elemental reaction-based character. It's different, but we're gonna try doing it this way. But we got this attack sans, which is honestly pretty good. We got this feather that is actually great. It's just double crit and EM, no problems there. We got this flower, which is crit rate, attack percent, and elemental mastery, which doesn't feel that bad. This is the only Dendro damage goblet we have. We literally don't have another one. And we got a crit damage head with crit rate substat. The thing here is that we might actually swap this over to Tignari, but Tignari has so many other sets that he would much rather run in the end, because obviously the Wanderer's Troop is just incredible for Tignari. 80 Elemental Mastery, which basically helps with any reaction-based things, but 35% of charge shot damage is crazy. He has the option of running Gilded Dreams, of course, and if he is solo Dendro, he'll be running Deepwood regardless. So it's not like the set is bad, but I kept it on Kole for now because I felt like we kind of want her to be the Deepwood Memories runner. But, well, we'll see if we ever do anything about that. Speaking of Tignari's team, there were a lot of people in the comments that actually talked about this. We changed it over to include Lisa because I hate myself. And we have a C2 Lisa, and I figured, is there any show in the universe that is actually going to get some use out of her? It's probably us. Because Lisa does have a universal 15% defense shred, which just kind of hits base defense, which is super interesting. So we shucked her in here. We have a healer in Kuki already, and then Kole and Tignari will deal with the rest, hopefully. So I'm kind of okay with this. Lanyan hasn't really gone anywhere, as we said, but that's all that there is. What this technically means, though, is that we have a little bit of free pulse that we can do now, because the anniversary event has started. Unfortunately, only the first of the anniversary events is live today, and this video literally needs to go out tomorrow, so I don't have time to wait for the rest. But that's fine. I need to check our pity, though. We are on pity 76. So realistically speaking, unless we are very unlucky, we're gonna start this episode off with another 5-star, which would be awesome. But that's not it. Come on, I know you're waiting in the works. Just show up, baby. Come on. Wow, really? 78. Kind of ridiculous. All right. Maybe this one? This one has it. Okay, very cool. Hello, Yumi Mizuki. That's an interesting prospect. Right. Yumi Mizuki, aka Mizuki squared. We're gonna do a next pull too, because why not? Oh, followed by purple. Okay, I'll take it. Alright. Eon-san! Ooh. That's surprisingly not awful. but I don't know if we have anyone that can even remotely set up and trigger Yansan. That's interesting, to say the least, at the very least. Those are two characters that are actually incredibly cool. So, Yansan, of course, is a pseudo Bennett, as most people know. Basically, whenever she uses her burst, she gives out a bonus based on her max attack. So 27% of her attack is given to whoever else is in your party, as long as you are moving. Unfortunately for us, I think every single active team that we have at the moment cannot fulfill Eonsan's attack bonus because they don't move enough. Diluc is obviously completely stationary and does not do anything. Tignari isn't going to be moving around a lot either, having no dash as part of his kit, and he just kind of exists. Lanyan has some, and I will say this, Lanyan's team might be the only one that could potentially trigger that, but then we would have to swap out Beidou, and Beidou would obviously then be swapped for Yansan like this, and I guess that would kind of work, but that means we have to burst Yansan just before using Lanyan's actual movement abilities, and that's going to be a little bit awkward. I think it's completely doable, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to have to look into that. But Yansan is a very good pickup, even if I don't necessarily know what to do with her right now. What I don't think is a very good pickup is Yume Mizuki. Mizuki has a problem, as everybody knows, despite her actual design being one of the best in the game, and I stand by this. I love everything about how this character looks. She's not very good. Yume Mizuki exists to swirl things, and she does this by going up into the air and basically levitating around targets, shooting out little balls of whatever clouds. The problem with this is this does not trigger attack effects like Xingqiu. We literally cannot use Xingqiu in her team because she doesn't auto-attack. She just shoots at a little poof ball. So, in order to play this team, we'd have to play another Hydra unit that can deal off-field damage reliantly. And there's like one other one available, and that's Aino. And Aino doesn't really do all that well with this. Yeah, it's not great. The problem is also that Yume Mizuki basically requires you to be on field. Yes, you can play her burst support if you really want to, but her burst doesn't do enough to warrant being used that way, because Jean would just fulfill that role an indefinite amount of times better. It's not even close. Not really a 5-star I'm excited for, going to be honest here. I'm gonna do a quick little bit of research to see if there is anything at all we can do with Yume Mizuki. But from testing her on my main account, I know that her damage numbers aren't really anything worth talking about, but I'll go have a look. Right, so an absolutely astronomical amount of time later, I've done some research into Mizuki, and I'm gonna be real here, Mizuki might be the worst possible character for this account, period. Because we are going to have so many problems even attempting to do something out of Mizuki. Mizuki obviously requires a lot of off-field applicators in order to do her very best, and it just so happens that the majority of those are not available to us. Characters like Mawika and Furina are basically synonymous with Mizuki, being that they are two of the best applicators off-field, if we don't want to count Zhangling and Bennett, which are possible for our team to do, but then we don't have a good vape applicator to actually assist them with. There is a singular team that I saw while I was browsing through that looks plausible for us. However, it requires a character we do own, and that is Layla. Layla would allow us to play Mizuki, Ororon, and Barbara in order to do some sort of mega swirly-whirly team that just kind of functions in AoE situations, but doesn't really do anything when it comes to single target. But that's obviously not where Mizuki is used anyway. As it stands right now, we quite literally don't have a team that's even worth talking about. We have Ororon and we have Barbara as our two main drivers for Mizuki, which you can imagine yourself is an absolute clusterduck considering Barbara needs her skill to be up in order to do anything. Our last slot could literally be filled with anyone on the roster because it simply doesn't matter. We don't really have anything that works. Beidou obviously doesn't function because we need to trigger auto attacks, and same thing for Xingqiu, so both of our best off-field applicators are simply out. We could be playing Charlotte, which does have a fairly good off-field applicator, but we'd have to build her full EM and then hope for the best. Kaya would also be playable for the same reason, as he kind of swirls around Yuma Mizuki, which is okay, and if we had to construct a team, it's most likely this that would do it. I don't entirely know whether or not I want to build a team for Mizuki as of right now, because I don't feel like she warrants having one. But if we ever get bored, that's something we can do. Alright, first thing on today's agenda, though, is to use my resin. Come on, cat, bring us good luck! That's not what I wanted. I don't want this set at all, actually. There's, like, no one that can... Damn. Give me the second one! Ooh, 4 on the correct set. Alright, and the last try for today. Oh, that's actually really nice. I hate that it has double defense on it, but double crit, taken. I don't mind that. This one wouldn't have been, like, terrible either if you actually wanted to use it for something. We don't need Tiny Miracle, but we do need to keep an eye out for, instructor pieces. Because I do actually want to have an instructor set ready, but I don't know exactly where we're going to be getting those, so I need to keep an eye out for them. I think they drop randomly from bosses, and right? Anyways, we did have one piece there that looked promising, which would be going to Xingqiu. This one in particular. It doesn't have HP on it, which does suck, but now obviously we know the last one is defense also, so the first roll is automatically going to go into there. I will roll this up to 8. I'll give it 12 and hope. That's okay. That's not awful. I'll keep it there for now until I'm depressed enough to roll it some more. I don't know when I pick this up, but I am going to put this on him, and we'll roll this and hope that it lands crit damage or ER, probably. That's pretty good. Okay. We'll keep going. I'm still going to say crit damage or ER. Attack percent isn't awful. Like, there's 3 good stats to land here, so, like, I'm not super mad about it. That's where we stop. If we get to that point and it just doesn't want to exist anymore, that's okay. We don't push our luck. It's fine. But at least he has the set now. He doesn't have ER for crap, but it's something, you know, it's whatever. It's Xingqiu. We need to get him a crit damage headpiece at some point. A crit rate, sorry. But oh well. Damn, 20 pre-wish. Oh, we get a free wish? Ooh. Damn it. Well, since we got a bunch of cruddy artifacts, let's actually re-roll them into Wanderer's Troop and try to see if we can get at least one piece for Tignari this way. Cryo damage bonus is not horrendous, but we have a better one. That is a really, really bad attack sans. That is an awful attack sans. That, on the other hand, though, we will keep. The other 2 I will re-roll. Yes, it's an attack sans, it's on set, whatever, but it's bad. That's an attack sans with a crit on it. Sorry, not sans, it was a goblet. I will keep that and pray it just rolls into crit rate until we can get something better. But that's not horrendous. Also, I brought this team out a little bit. They're not leveled, so they're not going to do anything, but we don't really care. Let's go for you. I have put just 2 random pieces on him for now to act as placeholders. Let's grab this here. Is actually really nice if it dodges the other 2 that we don't want to see. And then the attack sans, which is there, is not awful either. Problem with this is, actually not a problem. We have Slingshot, so we do have a fair bit of crit rate on him just from that, but we're not going to have anything else for the time being. I kind of want to roll some of the Kole pieces, because some of these are incredible. Like, this one is great if it rolls exactly that and nothing else. We have this here, which isn't that bad. We got the Feather, which is, like, really good. We have the, this attack sans is actually crazy strong. You know, let's roll a little bit. You know, I want to see what happens. I'm a gambling man. Let's just get crit rate activated on this. And let's see if we can get crit damage or crit rate on this. Crit rate? Okay.
Okay.
I'm into it. Let's try for crit rate, crit damage again. Crit rate again. Okay. Shocking, but I'll take it. Crit damage. Okay. Okay. We are approaching what could possibly be perfect feather, which would be crazy. It's still 30 CV. It's not horrendous. I'm not at all mad at it. Elemental Mastery is also one of the, like, few substats that is genuinely very good for this team in particular. I'm gonna say that's, like, a really good feather, actually. I'm very happy about that. That's perfectly okay. She's currently on Favonius as well, so she does need a little bit of crit, so we don't mind her picking that up. Honestly, that's not bad. Look, we are kind of at the point now where we need to decide on the 3 teams that I'm going to be actively building, because we're going to have 3. I want people to understand this. For us to even beat the Imaginarium Theater, we're going to need to have a lot of characters brought up to speed. We need a total of 28, I believe, which we are... Actually, no, is it 28? It's 20, and then 28 is the maximum. Yeah. We're nowhere near that, as far as you can tell, and we definitely don't have that in 3 separate elements, so there's no way we can do that right now. But for the actual Spiral Abyss, I really want to have 3 teams available to me, depending on what is powered up. Because let's be honest here, it's probably impossible to beat floor 12 with 36 stars at this point. The way that the game has been changed since I planned to do this is just that the HP inflation has gone even higher, and you are now almost mandatory to play along with whatever shenanigans that the Spiral Abyss is doing in order to stand a chance, even with premium teams. Like, unless you want to run Mawika, Sitlali, Shalonen through literally everything with their signature weapons, you have to adapt to whatever it is that the Spiral Abyss actually wants you to use, or you're not getting there. It's really sad, honestly. And for a account like this, with limited resources and probably never, reaching up to that point, I don't know if we can anymore. We're still gonna try, but it's not great. But I do have this team, which is called Bird Up, which is the kind of just like a melt team for Deluxe Burst, essentially. We are going to end up building Rosaria here as more of an off-field DPS more than anything else that will be tagged in whenever Deluxe Burst is not available. We will use Rosaria instead. We'll try to swirl either Pyro or Cryo with Sucrose, depending on what we need. And hopefully, Charlotte will be replaced by Layla one day, because Layla's off-field and shield would be much more beneficial to this team than Charlotte's healing. We have Ascension Arc 2, which is obviously our Tignari team, which I think is the only possible team that would actually do really well in the Spiral Abyss, because Tignari is a legitimately really good character to begin with. Kuki, Shinobu, and Tignari by themselves are very good together, as she just kind of keeps Tignari up and enables him to trigger both of his reactions. And Tignari just deals a shit ton of damage, so who cares? Cole and Lisa are here mainly as the support type characters. Cole actually does a very, very good job in the off-field, and Lisa can Def Shred, which is what I am banking on here. Then we have Lanyan and Lanyan's Trip, of course. I am not entirely sure what I want to do with this team anymore, because we could swap Beidou over for Eonson and get a little bit more attack to Lanyan, and if we do that, we can swap Lanyan from the Skyward book over to the Sack Frags, and we can run that. And this team, we don't talk about. This team isn't visible. Anyways, rambling aside, we've been doing absolutely nothing for like 10 minutes here. So what we are going to do today is we are going to go and do the Inazuma story quest, because we've held off on this for too long, and honestly, I don't want to get to Sumeru, so hello, doggy. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Best boy. Look at him. He's so cute. I want him. Pet him. Oh no, Toma's been captured. Whatever did he get himself into this time? Find out in the next exciting episode of Toma Adventure Z. That's a nice ceremony with the entirety of 7 people watching, so you know all of Inazuma's inhabitants. Oh no, he fell over. He's fallen. Oh, there she is. My girlfriend. Oh no, she's hot. Yoink. That's not how good the Electro thing is. The Electro thing is shit. I never understood, why does she keep her sword in her chest? Like, don't get me wrong, the cleavage is a good storage area, but I don't think you should stick a sharp sword down there. That seems dangerous. You need to work on that. Oh no, we don't have to do anything. Yay. Shut up. Oh no, immune! Oh no! The vision not disintegrate. Oh no! What am I going to do? Oh no, it's right in Shogun! Oh fuck. Okay, well. Ole! Oh fuck. Never mind. Well, look, it was an attempt. There was an attempt made. By the way, that is a fucking great toss. That is like an impressive javelin chuck by Toma. We get to go meet Kokomi! Kokomo! Bye, Toma. They did such a good job on setting this entire, story quest up. And then they just fall flat on their behind through the second half. But we don't talk about that. I still enjoy it. I love Inazuma. Inazuma's such a cool place. I think 2 days ago from when this was recorded, 100%ed Inazuma on my main account. And it feels so nice. Now I can just go back here and enjoy the vistas whenever I want without having to worry about there being 500 million things in the way. And I can look at the shiny orange number, which is the best part. No, it's Tepe! Nothing bad could ever happen to Tepe, right? No one would hurt Tepe. Foreshadowing! Where's Coco? I don't give a shit about you. Actually, no, Goru's kind of cool. I don't want to be mean to Goru. Goru is cool. But where's Coco? Coco spin! Alright, pressure getting to you. Haha, pressure getting to you. Haha, pressure getting to you. Haha, pressure getting to you. Oh, shut up. Thank God that I don't have to be, I don't have to do this the way that other people do. I can just kind of pull out a bow and do the thing. There's been so many people playing weird challenge accounts that have to get around this minigame somehow. And I can just enjoy my entire time and not have to worry about any of it. Oh, this is lovely. I'm setting up for the lightning hitting one of these. Wow, guys, it was that hard. I'm being an asshole right now. I'm sorry. If they could just sneak in through that little wall, like, don't get me wrong here, that tiny little palisade doesn't fucking matter. You have a ginormous open gate. This little hole here is not going to stop an army when there's a fucking opening. Ah! Look, we repaired the fence. Great. All they have to do now is take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to the right. Surely the army will be stopped now. Oh no. It's Kujusara. I think Kujusara is still the most forgotten character in the entire game. Like, who remembers she even exists? Let alone, who remembers she exists and also plays her? If we have a single Kujusara player in the comments, please, for the love of God, tell me what you do with her. And if you answer, she's a Raiden support, you lose the game. Come up with anything else for Kujusara to do, and I'll be impressed. I'll pin the comment. I swear. Give me something that this character can do that isn't buffing Raiden Shogun exactly. Bing, bang, and bada bink. Really? Bada bink. The problem is Kujusara's design looks so fucking cool. But she's just god-awful. Also, he's just a dog. Yeah, it's New Villette! Wait. Yeah! Second best girl, Coco! When she gives you those eyes, you know you're fucked. Hey, Kazuha. Yo, Beidou! Yeah, look at that strut! Hi, Coco Fish. God, her design is fucking outstanding. If you guys could not tell, Inazuma has my favorite designs in the entire game. They are perfect, almost. Coco is just so cute. I don't care that her forehead is, like, ridiculously big. Look at Coco Fish! Oh, she's so cute. Also, Beidou. These two people in the same place feels unreasonable, but I'm into it. Nope, no plans, except hugging you and, like, squishing. Because, adorable. How are you a war general? I don't understand. You need to be, like, squished. There we go. You know what? I'll leave it like that. The cat's doing things over there, but who cares? That's such a cool little ending photo for this episode. Yeah, we didn't do much, but let's be honest here. This is a weekly show. You get to come along for the entire ride. We have now met, I think we're up until, what, the second half of this, like, story quest, and this second half isn't as bad. Because we just have to run around and do the Tepe thing and all of that, which is easy peasy. Yeah. I don't know what else to say today. I have so many things to do. I need to edit this episode. I need to go play some more of Hades 2. By the way, great video game. If you guys have not played Hades 2 yet, I highly suggest you go get it. The game is amazing. And I also have a couple of other things that I need to be editing and doing in case I can get permission to do them, because I'm in secret business. Ooh. Regardless, though, I hope you all had a great time today of me fawning over Kokomi for 15 minutes. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a comment down below. And again, today's little challenge, if you guys want to consider it, that is, where the hell do you use Kujusara? I can't even talk. Where the hell do you use Kujusara? There we go. Because the only thing I know that she does is a Raiden support. What else can she do? Anyways, stay safe out there.